think have got used to the outside as being a classroom. You know, like it's not necessarily recess when we go outside now. You know, we can go outside and learn.
I thought squash.
I thought we put potatoes.
Did we find anything that squash liked to hang out with?
In the fall of 2014, we had a visionary process here, and from that, one of the ideas that came forward was to incorporate more of the environmental education into our curriculum. So that, and from that, group started, and it was a combination of community members, PAC members, and teachers from the school. And their ideas came up from that, and we decided to go ahead with our permaculture lessons.
Put tomatoes and peppers.
And one of our parents who has a training in permaculture expressed an interest in bringing permaculture to children. And so 4 of us got together last year and we came up with a whole series of lessons about permaculture, which we delivered to the children in the spring. And then we also had an idea for 3 permaculture mornings.
And each teacher delivers a principle. There are 12 of them in a activity outside that sort of relates to the principle.
There you go. Feels good too, doesn't it, Desi?
I'm making a tiny little fairy.
Does your fairy have a name?
Stella!
Permaculture is and has many definitions, but really the framework of permaculture is to observe the patterns in nature and how natural systems are functioning, and then using that observation to make decisions in the landscape if you're looking at building a garden. It also can be translated into how we can build societies and how we function as communities as well.
You're storing food for the winter.
That's a really good idea.
The Permaculture Days are a fabulous way of getting the kids outdoors. They go from one station to another, and it's based on the principles, the 12 principles, main principles of permaculture.
S for salmon, F for forest, A for animals, P for people.
The 12 principles are creatively use and respond to change, observe and interact, catch and store energy, obtain a yield, apply self-regulation and accept feedback, use and value renewable resources, produce no waste, design from patterns to detail, integrate rather than segregate, use small and slow solutions, use and value diversity, and use edges and value the marginal. Each kid gets a permaculture passport and uses that as their documentation tool, either using drawing or writing to demonstrate that demonstrate what they've gleaned from the conversation with the facilitator of the station.
It's a story about 4 brothers, and they go around helping people, and they go and try to make the sun come down. But there's they try it with the salmon first, but the eagle comes down and picks up the salmon is the 4th brother, and he picks him up, but he doesn't eat him. Then he turns into a whale.
What was the principle? What were you guys learning about in that section?
We were learning about never to waste food or stuff.
I'm gonna use rocks.
Permaculture is a very action-oriented and hands-on sort of philosophy or scope, and so it's allowing and inviting the kids to come out, use their bodies, use their senses, and use nature as the tool for learning different skills and different ways of relating with their environment.
I would rather be outside because it's hot out, and I don't like being inside. You can learn lots of different stuff.
Yeah, you can
learn how to climb a tree and eat bananas.
You can learn by doing PE in the field, or you could learn by sitting outside on picnic tables in the sun. That's really nice. And by going into the forest and just seeing what you find.
And you can learn how to put sunscreen on.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
My yield that I'm looking to obtain from doing all of this work with the kids is basically a framework of eco-literacy. You know, the idea that as we are connected to this system, we see how it functions and are more integrated into that, that aspect of living, rather than seeing as an outside aspect of us. Is actually we are holistically connected to it, we depend on it, and offering these lessons to the kids hopefully just plants the seeds that will eventually come up later on, or we're seeing them come up now.
You can just take a look at what's happening in the environment at that time and then build your lesson. So it really removes those four walls of a classroom when you're outside.
It's really changing my teaching practice, although I find it's a big paradigm shift, getting away from four walls of the classroom and that very set idea of what you're going to do in the next 40 minutes to going outside and being more flexible with what's happening around. Like you may go out there with an idea and then something else happens and you have to change your idea.
David Suzuki does say that teaching outside, out of doors, helps educators be more confident and more innovative in their teaching. Right? It just gives them something else to look at, something different, and they're more excited about their teaching as well.
So Permaculture Days is sort of just one of the manifestations of this project that happened, after the community consultation process. From that process came the desire to have outdoor education, and then Kate Reynolds wanted to have an outdoor learning space, a teaching garden, and invited myself to come on and help to design that. And since then we've installed the nature garden and connected with different community members to install different aspects of that project. We are starting to prepare the Gratitude Orchard, which is a homage to past employees at Gabriola Elementary, where we will ask what their favorite tree is in the realm of fruit, nut, and then add that to the landscape as their tree. And the kids have been working with me during Permaculture Days, during the Principal Catch and Store Energy, to build a few swales. The idea is we'll end up having this little water catching divot.
Water rocks.
Yep, there is.
I think the children have had a wonderful opportunity, and I was asking them today about their enjoyment, and they just thought it was a wonderful experience and would like to see this go on.